guys, and welcome back to my live chat. I am super excited to chat to you today because today is actually a lot about you. It's not about the kids, it's not about the school, it's not about anything other but you. So let's get started. First of all, what I want to tell you was my biggest fear around homeschooling before I started homeschooling was, will I ever breathe? Will I ever get a moment for myself? Will I ever have a break? Will I ever just sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee? Will I ever just have me again? And I've only got one answer for you. No, you won't unless you put your foot down. Now, I know this is it's something that takes time and you have to sort of train yourself, but you've also got to remember that you have to be in the best place you possibly can be to do a good job when it comes to homeschooling. And the only way that we can do that is by taking time out and by allowing ourselves to move away from the kids or from hubby or from the current home situation, or whatever it is that is making you feel like it's so much, it's like all the time, it never stops. The only one standing between you and stepping away from that situation is you. It is up to you to take the time to say no and to do all those things to make it possible, so that you can actually recharge your battery in whichever way it is that does it for you. Like, for instance, coloring your hair or going for your nails or being on the toilet without an audience or whatever it takes. It is up to you to make it happen. So the first thing I want to say is you have got to learn to manage your time. Time management, it's actually a word that I don't really like, but I can't not manage my time. It is essential that I manage it all the time, but I don't put a pin in it. So what I will do is I will sort of draw up a schedule for the week, personal, work, school, home, whatever falls, sport, whatever falls into the different categories for the week, and I will try put a time frame on it. And although the time frame is there, I don't hold myself down to it. So in other words, I allow myself to be flexible. If I don't allow myself to be flexible, we all know that in any family situation, school, no school, whatever, life gets in the way. Someone will bump their toe, and then for the rest of the afternoon, you'll be spending the afternoon lying next to this child watching a movie to make them feel better, or you all of a sudden need to go for stitches, or your tire burst, or you ran out of diesel, on your way somewhere. Something always happens. Someone wakes up with a tummy bug. It's important to allow yourself flexibility, but it's important to have a plan. So have your plan, have your time management plan. What goes where, when, why, how come, all of that, so that you never feel like, okay, now what? I've got so much to do and I don't know what to do next. That has happened to me so many times. You have got to have a plan, but then know that life happens and that we can be flexible on the plan. We have to be, we moms, we wives, we do everything that needs to get done just to get it done, just to move from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. So we have got to learn to have a plan, but then be very flexible on the plan. And if you need to move from the plan to flexibility, to not feel guilty, because life happens and you're human. You are just human, and you are trying to cope with the best tools that you can possibly cope with. Then when we started homeschooling, we used to do like Monday to Friday. I was like, oh, we have to be downstairs at 8 and we've got to like sort of try push it until 12. Doesn't work for homeschooling. Well, maybe it doesn't work for my homeschool. I don't know if it works for you. I had to let go of that whole almost like a school mindset. I had to let go of that. So you sort of have to like do it and then tweak it and change it and adjust it, even on a weekly basis, if that's what you need to do in the beginning, until you find your own rhythm and until you find your own way of making it easy enough for you, for the kids, for home, for life, to all fall into plan and in, almost like a plait, just smoothly running, and it's not your natural school routine. Because this isn't a school, it's a homeschool. It is completely different. So it's very important that you find that. One of the things that I changed quite early in the days was I went from a 5-week school day to a 5-day school week to a 4-day school week. So we hardly ever do school 5 days. In the beginning, I always used to take off on a Wednesday. It was always a Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, we would do school. Wednesdays, I'd take off. Thursdays, Fridays, we would do school. It worked wonderful for about 6 or 7 months. But then it got to a point where it didn't work anymore. Merely for the fact it worked nice, like if I had an appointment or something, I always scheduled whatever appointments we had on a Wednesday morning. But what happened then was the unforeseen little things started popping up every now and again, and then we would land up missing 2 days of school. So what I do now is we definitely have 4 days of school a week, and if I see at the beginning of that week, before I plan that week, there's something that I need to go do on Thursday morning, then I will tell the kids, okay, Thursday is the day off. Or we had a rough weekend and we hardly slept and there were lots of friends. Then I will say to them, okay, let's take a long weekend. We'll start school on Tuesday and we go through to Friday. It absolutely depends where we are at that specific moment. I'm completely flexible about it. I just do try stick to 4 days, a week instead of 5 days, and I try not to go down to 3 days, just so that we get a certain amount, because 3 days off, 4 days on, to me makes sense. But we do need that extra weekday to do all the other little things that I normally would have done when the kids are in school. And now, obviously, because they're not in school, I need that extra morning to get those little things done. Then a very important thing that I want to tell you is, and I had to learn this like all of a sudden out of the blue, but I know that I needed to learn this, is to learn to say no. Unfortunately, when you become your house, your home living's everything, you have to learn to say no. You cannot be at every breakfast, you cannot be at every dinner, you cannot accompany a friend somewhere all the time. You have got to learn to say no. With free mornings, by all means, those things used to be so much fun, and I miss seeing my friends on a more regular basis, but the journey I chose is the journey I want to be on, which means I am in my best possible situation that I want myself to be in. So as much as I miss my friends and seeing them like every day at school, or having breakfast dates and those kind of things, I want to be at home with my kids more than what I miss it. So you have got to learn to say no, and then also know when not to say no, when you need the break, when you need to get out, and then make that day the day that you don't go to school. We have got to learn to manage not into the future, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We need to plan now and then do what is good now. This week I might say, no, sorry, I can't meet you for breakfast. But next week I might be able to meet you for breakfast 2 days in a row. It's just all depends on where you are at. We have got to remember, as homeschool moms, we've got to look after ourselves, our own well-being, because if that is not right and it's not intact, it's going to have an effect on our children. And remember, they spend so much time with us that we've got to be intact. We've got to be connected to everything going on. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, it's just, it's one of the most important things. So know when to say no, and don't feel guilty about it. Remember, because you are already doing what you actually want to do. But also know when not to say no. Know when it's your turn. And know when you want to actually say yes. And that's very important. It's a very important lesson that took me a while to learn. Then this one, ladies, is very important. As much as we need to learn to say no, we also need to learn to say get out, okay? We are surrounded by our 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 8 or 10 or whatever amount of children from the morning until the night. You teach them, you feed them, you love them, you make sure they've got everything they need. You their friend, you their enemy, you the one they love, you the one they hate, given moments. You have got to learn to say, get out. In my situation, my home situation, my kids all brush their teeth in my bathroom. They all want to get dressed in my dressing room. I want to brush my hair in the morning. They've got my brush right there next to me, but they've got my brush. And this might sound funny, but our toilet is glass. So it's a door, but it's glass. I have an entire audience, because in the morning when I wake up for my morning wee, then everyone is there saying good morning and what they dreamed of, and what are we doing today, Mom? It's like the toilet has become the meeting room. It is insane. We have got to learn to know when to say, get out. Give me 5 minutes. Can I just please brush my teeth without having to answer 20 questions while I'm brushing my teeth and I can't answer, and you keep saying, Mom, 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 why are you not answering? We have got to, yes, we chose this. I chose this. But I also have a choice when to say, listen here, whoa. I'm on the toilet, I'm brushing my teeth, trying to dry my hair. Go do something for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or however long it is, so that I can just get done, so that we can start our day. It's very important to know where to draw the line with them, because in a homeschool environment, everything becomes like we were close as a family before, but now it is just because we're with each other all the time. And it is just, we've become so attached to one another. I'm in the kitchen and I'm like, I haven't seen Calvin for 20 minutes. Where is he? And I'll be like, Calvin, where are you? And I'm like, Mom, I'm here. And I'm like, okay, shop. We in each other's space all the time, which clearly works for us. It clearly it's not the end of the world for us. We like being together. We like spending time together. But there are moments where I need to say, get out. And I had to teach myself that. I had to teach myself how to tell my children and even sometimes my husband, like, just give me 5 minutes without feeling guilty. The art to everything is to do it without feeling guilty. So that pretty much sums up what I want to say today. I don't follow a rule book. I don't follow someone else's book. I have pretty much figured everything out along the way to suit me. The best way for us forward is for me to be comfortable in our situation, because I'm the mom. I'm the one that's doing everything. I'm the one that's planning everything. I'm the one that's cooking everything. I'm the one that's shopping everything. I have to be in the best possible position to be my best possible mom for now, where we are right now. I do believe that everyone must follow their own hearts, and that everyone must follow their own, like, you get like a little nudge on your heart, when you need to change something and when you are doing okay. And know that it is okay to change, and it is okay to do things different, and it is okay to be different. It is totally fine and okay. So I want you to remember that you need to follow your heart. You need to follow whatever God puts into you to make the best possible journey out of this journey. And then make that work for you and change it if it's no longer working. Because sometimes something works for a month, but then after that it doesn't work anymore. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to move things around. Don't be afraid to manage whatever it is going inside, because whatever is inside is going to come out, and that is what is the most important, that whatever comes out has a positive, better reflection on your children, because that's why we're homeschooling. That's part of why we do what we do. So with all this said, I'm going to sign out. Please go and subscribe to our channel, and leave some comments below and let me know what you think. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon with some more twigs and my own way of doing things. I love sharing it with you guys. Okay, guys. Bye.